I remember when I was young, and my dad allowed me to use a very sharp, double-edged knife for the very first time. He told me about how it could be used for a very good purpose, but how it could also pose a very real danger. And little did I know at that time that decades later, this exact scenario would present itself in the world of cybersecurity, and yet that's exactly where we are, with tools that allow for very easy dissemination of malware. And to us, Telegram is such a tool because it is a channel that allows malware to be sold undetected for the most part until it's too late in many cases. So macOS malware now has its multiple subsequent iteration from the original version that's being sold on Telegram, and it is advertised as being capable of stealing macOS user keychain. This is where all your passwords are stored in Safari, a lot of files, and also the macOS user password. So all the more reason to ensure that macOS always has a good security posture according to the risk profile of who's using it. In our second story, Google will now retire that beautiful lock icon that we're used to seeing because most of the websites that we now visit are encrypted, but it's because only 11% of users understand what the padlock means, so it makes sense that they'll just remove it. And there's some really popular ATA analog terminal adapters that are vulnerable for command execution. And this means that all IT teams that have deployed or supported these in the past should make note and mitigate this risk as soon as possible. What's interesting is that another supply chain compromise allowed over 500 million installs to be potentially compromised. Now, it is a reminder to how vulnerable the supply chain is, but in this case, thank goodness, the damages were quickly contained, but it does highlight the importance of account protection and maintenance, specifically deleting, disabling inactive accounts, and applying multi-factor authentication to every legitimate account. And we're seeing a new story on Kimsuki as it evolves its recon capabilities in a new global campaign. And once again, as so many modern threats, proper zero trust posture really is the only mitigation strategy against these modern day threats. And did you know that Apple released a rapid security response for quick release urgent security patches in place of full iOS upgrades? These are faster, they can be rolled back easily. So when you see one, like we did with iOS 16.4.1 and even the latest macOS, it is imperative to upgrade and update immediately, as it is usually an indication that a 0-day is already in use. Thanks for watching. See you again next week. Bye for now.